Welcome back, everybody. It is part 4 of the build series on Fleetwood here to convert it from a ex-army fuel truck from the Australian Army to a firefighting truck for Tom's Brook. So let's jump right on into it. Alright, so if you guys watched the last video, it was me just talking, basically thinking out loud about what we're doing with the truck, how we need to proceed, and yeah, basically needing to move on so we can get this into town to get the water pipes fitted and hopefully the engine wired up into the cab. So I need to get it built. Obviously I'd prefer to wait for Henry to be here to give me a hand and build it together, but yeah, time's of the essence. So that is why I am starting on it now. So today's plan is I just want to try and get the base of the deck done. So I've got my measurements here, and I'm all ready to cut on the other side. I need 4 to go across, so 4 to go lengthways. Easy for the back 2, because the back 2 are going to just be welded straight, bang, and then bang onto here. The front, I'm not too sure how I'm going to handle that. Let me put the camera somewhere and we can sort of show you how I'm thinking of doing it. Rightio. So before I get into showing you what my plan is, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm JH and this is my farm, Tom's Brook, and you have stumbled upon us doing the build series. So we're converting this into a fire truck for the farm for harvest. Well, for the rest of its life, but we need it for harvest this year. So that's why time is of the essence. Go back and watch all the other videos. I'll link them somewhere. I highly recommend watching them first. Watch it in order. And then, yeah, watch this one. So my plan is, at the moment, this. So get a 40 by 40 like this. Now obviously that is going to lower this beam over here by 10 mil. So I don't want to do that, but what I am thinking I could do is notch out. So if I was to notch this out 10 mil down and across and cut that out, and then I could lift it up like so. And actually I think I've even just come up with a better idea just doing that. All right, change of plan. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the 2 beams across. So 1 and 2, you guys are on number 1, and number 2 will go at the back. I'll then measure this up properly to where it needs to be. I'm then going to weld onto this steel here, giving us our base to go over to here, and then I'll be able to mount my one going across and my other one going across. Now the next one is going to be figuring out the weight, so the support going down. I said in the last video I didn't want to weld things to the truck. Well, one, you can't really weld to frames. It's not really, you just don't do that. I'm wanting to sort of make it so it can be unbolted off, so that I can service in here if ever need be. If I was to make it fixed, it would be an absolute nightmare to try and fix something in here, like the drive shaft or I think that's the gear stick there. Yep. Whatever that is. Oh, that's the high-low transfer box. So yeah, I want to get it so that I can take it off. So there's going to need to be a beam, and maybe here it can literally just we'll see how it sits, but it might just have a foot on this like that, and then just sit there on the inside of the frame there. I don't see why that won't be an issue. Out the side here, I will weld it up on top, and then maybe make up some angle iron brackets on the bottom, and we will bolt it. Right, let's get the other beam up, get it measured, start cutting, and then we can get welding. We've got to clean all this up though. 88.5. Right, I've just thought of something. Not sure if you can see what I was doing over there. Let me move you a little bit. All right, in my last video, can you see my line here? I moved this 40 across this way, so 40 mils. It's the size of our steel, and that was in order to make sure I've got enough room in this whole frame to fit the steel floor, and also be able to have my upright go up like this. Now, just having a think, I might actually go back to how I had it, because, so if I go to there, instead of going upright off this one, I'm thinking what I might do is box it out like this, and then that way it's a lot, it is a lot better to have something like that than what it is to try and cut this and then insert that into there. So that's what I'll do. I'm just going to re-measure everything up. I'm not cutting anything just yet until I know I've got it all right. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go like that. So on the outside here, the frame will go up there. I just need to make sure that I think it was 2.5. That there's 2.5 from here to across, plus the 2.5. Got a little bit more just to fit that thing in properly, and then I can cut it there. And then I just need to make sure it's even on both sides. Otherwise, we'll have a lopsided deck. This is why it's always good to have a second person around. You know, having Henry here, you can bounce off each other, so you can think out loud. For example, what I just said to you guys before was I was going to take 40 off both sides because I'm putting the beam up there, which is correct, but then that beam is just straight away getting taken away by the upright, so I don't need to do that. So you guys are, you know, my Henry at the moment. I'm talking to you, and I'm sure you guys are on the keyboard about to go, no, that's not going to work. You're gonna shorten it. You're going to be silly. It's just not going to work. It's all right, I've got it sorted. So what I've done is 85 centimeters both sides on this. I am going to go over and measure it up on that now. But this little line just there is where that sheet should go to. So I'll go and just make sure that the sheet goes there, and then if it does, then I'm good to cut this one off and start cutting the other 4. Yeah. It's always, you know, you don't want to cut and then stuff up. So I try and measure about 8 times and and cut once. Sometimes 8 isn't enough. I should have done 9, but hopefully this works. So we'll get it over there, and we'll see if it measures up correctly to our floor. All right, let's get rid of that. We'll use that to butt up against. All right, I think I did that pretty good. So I'll show you guys. All right, so you can see this is where I'm going to cut, and I've got 10 mil to play with. The reason I'm doing that is because we're going to have a whole rectangle assembled around this, and then we're going to have to try and slide this, drop this sheet of tin in. Well, this floor, not tin, is it? Right, so then what's going on here is on the end here, that'll be butted up like this, but just so you can see, that'll be like that, and then on top of the one that I just laid down, it'll be, well, let's go the other way. It'll be like that. And that will be, actually, I've got them just here. This is our height. So on top of our top of our deck there. That is the height of our, wait, can you see? There, that is the height of our cage. So that's 110. We measured that off Henry and also off our old one. Now, we probably should have gone about 120. 110, so I'm 6 foot, is just, it's a tiny bit too short. You know, you can still, it'll be fine, but yeah, I think 120 would have been better. So that'll be all right. We'll make it all work. So, time to start cutting. Again, thinking out loud. So before I cut that, I was like, oh, I'm just going to check to make sure that that does fit in there, because that's 120. We don't have 120 up here. Now, Henry and I, when we did our calculations, we banked on a metre. So going from our back strut, a metre is there, so that doesn't work because that's over our tyre. The reason we had it at a metre was because we were measuring to the back of the tank there, but I'm going to need to get pipes through there, so that's, I'm happy to go with where I am. I don't need to go any further back. So what I am going to do is go 90. So 90 gets us to there, which will be straight flush with this here, which was always our original plan. So it means I need to cut that, which is going to be a lot of fun. I won't be cutting or installing that today, but yeah, just yeah, honestly thinking out loud and making sure I had all my ducks in a line before I started cutting. But yeah, what I actually might do first is I'm going to, so the piece of steel I held up before was 90, so that's fine. I'm going to cut another one that's 90. I'm actually going to weld them on right now. I'm going to do them, get them up, and then I'm a very visual person. I need to visual things. So I want to put all these beams up before cutting them. I just want to visualize it, even stand up there. It just helps me with my work process to do that. So hopefully I've got another offcut that's 90, because I don't know, I think this one here, I think this is just a random offcut, because there's everything you can see is all paired up, all those, and then there's this random one which isn't. So we'll cut this one, and then I'll get to grinding on that and welding, and then we'll throw everything up, and then we can all see it, and we can see what's going on in my head, but visually up there. Make sense? Good. Now, I wouldn't actually normally grind off painted steel. That's why I get this. But so this is a brand new one. You can see that there's no rust on it. Oh, there's a tiny little bit of surface rust. This one is an old one that I don't know how long it's been in the shed. It's covered in rust, well, surface rust, which makes it very hard to weld to. So I'm just going to give it a quick clean up, just so I'm not going to have any issues welding to this, because this obviously needs to be a good strong weld. Alright, that's the plan. What I might do first is I'll grab 2 beams to go over, so I can make sure that I am flush and level with that. And then I know where not to weld on the top, because I'll obviously do a big long bead along here, but not where my things go. Alright, let's do that. Not a whole lot of room up here. And I know what you're going to say, take away the spare tyre, get rid of it. just taking up space. You're right, it is taking up space, but I'd much rather have it. And I don't want to reinvent the wheel, so to say. I don't want to go and then mount this out the back. That's a huge job that I just do not want to do. Just straightforward, I don't want to do it. I don't even know if I'd have the time for it, but oh man, a second person right now would be very handy. I've got it where it needs to be now, I think. So what I've done is I've got it equal off the front there. The reason being is that beam there is 90. This one here is like 80, let's just call it 88.5 or something like that. So I just needed to make sure it was fine on the one side, and then I'll weld all this up now. So what I'll do is I'll tack it in place, remove all my clamps and everything, and then I will just make sure, and then I'll go hand for leather and weld it all up. So where to put this is aluminium, so you don't stick. See, gotta find somewhere where you go. I mean the roof, but then it's the same. Sorry, it's just a hammer. It's the same angle every time, but that'll have to do, I suppose. So we'll chuck you there, hey? You can see everything. Right, time to get welding. Oh, that wire speed is way too fast. It's all the way down there. If you're wondering what this is, it's nozzle dip. Ugh. And what it does is it just helps reduce the slag and all the stuff ending up on the end of my gun here, and it just makes it a lot easier to weld. I want to sit on that, but I don't want to burn my butt. All good so far. You'll know if it gets too hot. I'm going to try slowing that wire speed down a bit, but she's still firing way too fast. Oh yeah, much better. Much better weld. So when I started welding that, you could probably hear it was going so it was definitely way too fast. I was a bit slack though. I was like, oh, it's fine, I don't want to get down and adjust it. But look at the difference. So this here is where the wire speed was fast, and then when I slowed it down that bit more, you got that nice beautiful weld there. So yeah, pays to try and set your equipment up properly. Now I'm self-taught welding, so yeah, I sort of guessed down there, but it should be fine. I'm going to flip it over and I'll do the underside, and it'll be we'll be able to swing off it, so it won't break. I'm going to put you nice and close to the next one. Alright, so that's done. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see that, but that'll hold everything that we need it to hold. So I'll turn my torch light off, phone light I should say, and I'll get this one off and do the exact same. I'll put them back up and then we'll throw all 4 beams up, and we'll get to measuring, we'll get to cutting. We won't get to welding. Well, we will. Oh, let's come around here. What I need to do on this side is essentially make a box so that we can still, well, our plan is to cut that floor and have it so that we've got it on a hinge, so we can service it, so we can do oil, check oil, change everything in there that we need, you know, fuel filters, oil filters, things like that. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. Obviously we still want to have, I'm not sure if we box it out, but just do a complete box, or if we still run, say, this main support over, although it will be straight over the top of the oil cap, but it will mean that there's still structure here. The one at the back will be stopping because we've got the pump fittings to come out. So there's all these things I got to think of when we get to this. So let's just finish that job and we'll get to that after. Got the deck up essentially, not ready to weld, not ready to cut. I've got all this side level, so if I'm going to put you just on the door like that, sort of, and then this should all line up, and it does within a couple mil. Alright, so that's for your visual. We'll go there, like that. So that's what it's going to be like. And then off this one here, it'll be, oh, I can get it up. So it's going to be up there, like that. That's the plan. So let's go around the other side and we'll have a look at what we're going to do here. I think what we'll do, so I've got, I need to bring that forward a little bit. So if I move this one, well, essentially where it is, I think what I can do is leave every beam where they are, apart from, I don't know what to do about this back one, just here. I can leave this one here and this one here, because when it flips up, you can check your water and you can, you know, open the cap. So that's all free to do that. In here, yes, your oil is going to be underneath that, but you can always just put a funnel in, and then we'll be able to get down and get our oil dipstick down there. Everything like that should be fine. So what I'll do is I'll get all these off now. Well, I'll draw some lines and we'll cut them. So this one here is the one that we're cutting off, and again this one will have the beam going around on the outside. So let's see if I can just place that there. All right. Now I know that's on the angle. So again, this one's going to have a beam going flat up against, oh no, flap up against like on the other side, and then this beam here will go up. And it'll also go down, and this is why we haven't cut these down here yet, because we might be able to bridge something out and make something, but it's, yeah, so we can put our struts, have them go down onto that. We'll figure it out and have it bolt on. We might even just, I know I've got one big piece of angle line, that might use that down on this side, and then we'll put a cage or something around this whole thing to protect this. so that this isn't going to be in any danger whatsoever. Right, the nitty gritty. Let's. I'm just going to make sure I've got my measurements all correct. Do my lines on same that I've got here on these ones. We'll cut them. We'll put them up, and you know what? I reckon we might even just tack them into place, because we might not weld it, but we'll tack it into place. Why not? Why not? The only thing, I just need to make sure that this is going to be like that, so I can get it off. All right, let's get to work. Enough chit chat. Okay, I've spent about 20 minutes with a tape measure, walking backwards and forwards, and I've got the beams where I want them. So as you can see, I've clamped them down. Now, they're not evenly spaced. I'm aware of that. The reason for that is here is obviously going to be stronger because it's got such a solid beam to go off that I'm not worried about it. So that's why these ones are split apart. These ones are all closer because, well, that has to be the end there. So then this one here is set there, just so that, well, these are evenly spaced. Well, that's 30, I think that's 28.5. So it's fairly evenly spaced, and that means we can still get in, access our radiator cap, and then you've got a clear path from there to go down and service anything down there. So I'm happy with where it is. I'm going to weld it up now where it is. I'm good with where it is. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the back. Obviously we've got the outlet here is going to be obstructed by this. Obviously it was going to be obstructed by that anyway because the floor is going to be there. But just I'm just not sure what Wicked Welding are going to be able to produce for me. I haven't, Trev's away, so I haven't actually been able to talk to him about my plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld it where it is. This box is moving anyway, so that's going up. And then what I might end up doing is I might weld some beams in across here like this, and then actually cut this beam out here. Yes, it'll only give me an extra 40 mil, but it might be all we need to make everything work. Who knows? We might be able to just leave it how it is, and we'll just go straight off here, and then we'll T-piece down, T-piece that. It's going to be a bunch of T-pieces everywhere, but we will make this work. Will it look pretty? Hopefully. But right, let's get to tacking and get this thing so that, well, I can't actually stand on it because I stood on it before, and because there's no bolts in the back, it goes whoop up like that. But we can get an idea. Rightio, that is all done. We'll stand up here, we'll see if I don't burn my boots off. All right. Cool. That's, I'm happy with that. Let's see if I can walk out to the edge here. Might be a bit dodgy. No, that is a good height. you can see over the truck, which is good. And then without breaking anything, come over here. Well, you're probably going to be standing about here, I reckon, with the cannon. So we'll be able to go from straight there to anywhere really, but yeah, that'll be absolutely perfect. It's a great working height. So we'll yeah, we'll leave it there. So yeah, tomorrow I'll do hopefully the uprights and yeah, get the whole upright of this assembly done, completed. And we'll see, well then, once I've got that, then I can actually go and get it. It's actually ready to go to town. So then I can hustle up everybody who I need to hustle to get this to town, to get this done. So yeah, once I've done those uprights, maybe I'll focus on the cannon up the front, something like that. But there we go, that's the end of that one. So part 4 done. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified when my videos come out, and you'll be able to know when we've got another one of these coming out, which I'm going to assume it'll be the next one, but you never know with farming. I could be also down at the hall again doing stuff down there, but I'm very happy with the result there. Oh, feet, I also need to do feet down in the center frame there, and obviously all that. Still a big project, still a lot to go. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.